With 1 week to go in the regular season, the Eagan Wildcats looking to bounce back from arguably their worst performance of the night a couple of nights ago. Tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, the opportunity will be against the Lakeville South Cougars, a team that is basically neck and neck with the Wildcats in South Suburban Conference standings. Pleased to be joined by former Eagan Wildcat captain Nicholas Cron. Nicholas, as we said, big game for the Wildcats.
Yeah, big game for the Wildcats, and then this is a big game just for the South Suburban Conference with big 2 points at hand, and also Lakeville South not in this section, but a big game for them overall. Having to push with Cottage Grove in this section, they want to keep that overall record above them. They also got a strong section record, so it's a big game to test the Wildcats after coming off a tough loss. Yeah,
Cats got beat by Shakopee 8-1 here the other night, and talking to some of the coaches, it was just too much standing around, too much watching that night. Especially in the defensive zone where Austin Schwark, the numbers look like he gave up a lot of goals, which is true, but very few he had a chance on. And for Lakeville South, this is their third game in 3 days. They played at Delano last night. That was a 3-3 tie, and they beat Apple Valley Burnsville 5-0 a couple of nights ago down at Hasse Arena. And quick early shot by the Wildcats. Quick early save, Keaton LeGrand. Lakeville South netminder number 30. First shot of the game, courtesy of the Wildcats, who've got Nygaard, Turner, Williams up top. Start things off. Williams team leading, I believe it's 16 goals for the Wildcats this season. Then Andrew Vobel with an early check, save Schwark. Good to see Andrew Vobel back in the lineup. Missed Thursday night's game with an illness. Something that's apparently been running through this team for about the last week and a half, according to Coach Kreiser. Lakeville's top line is Ron Zeely, number 6, Carter Ernst, number 15. He's their captain and a St. Thomas commit. And Max Jovic. Jovic, third career game for number 4, up from the JV, but the young man's got 2 goals and 2 assists. And nearly had one there looking for an opportunity. 2 goals, 2 assists in his first 2 career games.
Yeah, that's not too bad, and we'll see how Max does the first couple shifts here and see if he keeps the shots up. Hey, just got one right there, right in the slot, so already looking pretty strong.
One of their coaches said they call him Javotkin, I should say. Javechkin, I'm sorry. I'll get that right. Javechkin already, so no pressure on that, you freshman. And another quick shot, that time by Lawrence for Lakeville South.
As I said, Mike, if you have 4 points in your first couple of games, I think you can get any nickname you want.
Yeah, Lawrence out there with a line with Colby Olson and Miles Krinky for Lakeville South. And South's going to try to keep this one in with Olson. And finally, Cats able to poke that one out. Hartman to regroup for South into the Wildcat zone. Nope, no icing. Official quickly making that clear. Here comes Shilkin leading the rush for the Wildcats. Tried to get Pavic, who was coming back, to make a line change. And Ballman finishes his check on Krinky. Shilkin to regroup for the Wildcats. Early stages of this one from the Civic Arena. You can look to try to break it out of their zone. Aggressive play, though, by Lakeville South. Opportunity. Schwark made the save. Penalty upcoming on the Wildcats. It's going to be Ballman, I think. It's either Ballman or Thomas.
Looks like Thomas.
Thomas. They were both right there. And it is going to be Thomas to sit for the Wildcats. A mere 138 into this one. Eagan not penalized in that game against Shakopee.
Yeah, it's going to be a big test for the Wildcats today. You're playing a team with a 20% on the power play, so 20% is pretty good. And here comes Ernst off the post.
Yep. Yeah, Schwark and Pipe. We play on, though. Another little bounce there. Well, 2 games ago, the Wildcats scored. Well, let's not talk about scoring because it's now 1-0 Lakeville South, a mere 17 seconds into the power play.
Yeah, it looks like Calvin O'Reilly got that one third on the Lakeville South Cougars with points this year. And, Wildcats starting off a little slow, so hopefully they can get a jolt here. Starting off with a penalty kill in the first couple minutes isn't ideal, so hopefully they can get a little jump here.
Yeah, we'll try to get the official announcement. But, yeah, if it's O'Reilly, that'll be his 14th of the year. O'Reilly, who joined the Cougars after playing for Century and John Marshall last year. Yep. So Justin Olson, Carter Ernst with the helpers on that Lakeville South goal. A mere 1:49 into the game. I was just about to say the Cats scored early a couple games ago, and then the other night against Shakopee Sabres scored just 2 minutes in. So second straight game the Cats have given up an early one. We'll see how they bounce back. It was interesting too. I was told that Coach Kreiser yesterday at practice, and then wasn't yelling and screaming at the kids. It's like they know what happened on Thursday night here in this facility, and then they watched some film today too, and you could just really see where it wasn't physical. It was mental mistakes that doomed them in that Shakopee loss. Here comes Zealy for South, and that's going to go up into the netting, face off in the Wildcat zone.
Yeah, and the biggest thing when you play a team like Shakopee, a top 5 team in the state, is that stuff like that's going to happen. And what you cannot do against teams that are going to dominate you is to make mental mistakes. And that's one of those kind of games that happens, and you just got to be able to bounce back for it. And you got to do that really soon, because right now we got playoffs right around the corner.
As you say, yeah, just a week to go in the regular season. Again, if you look at the standings coming into this game in the conference, South leads Eagan by a point at 13-12, and you've got Lakeville North just a hair behind with 11 points. So tightly bunched there in the middle. And as we said the other night, Shakopee, they've clinched at least a share of the conference crown. And they've got Farmington at home today. Rosemount currently sitting there in second place. Irish, always dangerous. Speaking of the Irish, that's where Eagan will be on Thursday night, down at the Rosemount Community Center. No word if they will start the game with "Let's get ready to rumble." Two teams that, shall we say, don't always get along, as you know well.
As I know very well, but you got 2 section games, coming up, section and South Suburban Conference games. So those the 2 next games following this game against the Cougars will be really 2 big games. Yeah, for Eagan, that'll be Apple Valley Burnsville here next Saturday, also a 3 o'clock start. South trying to get the tip to go up 2-0, unable to do so was Lawrence coming down the slot. We checked that was, Ashton Lawrence. Number 2 is Tristan Lawrence. Number 8 is Ashton Lawrence. Something we'll have to keep an eye on throughout the game to keep us online or in line. Yeah, they always got to keep you honest. Face-off will be to the right of Austin Shork, the young man who's gotten the bulk of the playing time so far for the Wildcats this year. 268 on the goals against average, 906 on the save percentage coming in. As Williams to clear for the Wildcats. He's got Turner and Negard with him, but South creates the turnover, and here they come, potential 3-on-2. O'Reilly back across, opportunity. Schwark, another big save that time to rob Justin Olson of a potential 2-0 lead. Great save by Schwark, sliding across the crease. That was not an easy save by any means, but the Wildcats got to find their feet here. Right now they're giving up a lot of odd man rushes, and they just can't do that, especially with the Lakeville South Cougars coming out with a hot start. Hey, real quick, I guess I owe it a bit of an apology. The other night, Schwark played 2 periods, and then Eric Kerner came in. We were calling him Corner. It was the name I had heard initially, and before the game somebody clarified for me that it should have been Kerner. So apologies to the Kerner fan club. He's only a junior, so he'll probably see some time next year. Plenty of opportunities to say that name. Hey, you can cement yourself. Last names can be hard, and it can be a commentator's worst nightmare. Absolutely. Fortunately, neither one of these teams have too tough of names for us. No, they don't. Not at all. Eagan, can they get this one out of the zone? It's going to be Williams. He'll dump it in. He gets stood up at center ice. But it's going to be Negard, and he finishes his check hard on Justin Olson. And is it going to be a no-no check because there's a penalty upcoming? Looks like interference on the Cougars. Yep. As I say, I didn't think the Negard was interference at all, but yeah. And it's going to be number 9 sitting for Lakeville South, Charles Boroff. The first power play opportunity of the afternoon for the Wildcats comes at 4:18.
Cats on the power play this year, 14%, 8 of 57. South, pretty impressive, 84.3 on the PK. But a big opportunity here for the Cats to get this one equalized.
Yeah, big time for the Cats right now. Just see if they can set something up here. You know, you don't want the Cougars just to be icing it down. You wanted to set it up. So I'm assuming the Cougars will come out with a very, very aggressive penalty kill, but right there, almost a scoring chance.
Yeah, it was Turner, and check that knee guard with a couple of opportunities. He came in from the left side, but making that save, though, was LeGrand. LeGrand, 6'1", 170 between the pipes for Lakeville South. I think he played last night at 15 saves over at Delano. Ernst, by the way, he had a goal and a couple assists last night. Zealy and Jovic also scored for South in that 3-3 tie.
Yeah, I believe Ernst had 3 points that game for the 3 goals.
Actually, I stand corrected, it was Shanley. LeGrand had 15 saves against Apple Valley Burnsville 2 nights ago. And can South get it out? Kept in. Nice job by Pavic to come back. Thomas is with him. Pavic tried to control a bouncing puck. Didn't get much on that one. Lunenburg was in the slot. He was looking to tee one up, but they couldn't get it to him. 45 to go, man advantage. Cats, nice job of circling it around. Puck is loose. Puck is somewhere in the blue paint, and somewhere it is covered up somehow. Yeah, we stay 1-0 South. 37 to go in the Eagan power play.
Yeah, it's good looks for the Wildcats on that power play. They, it wasn't very stereotypical setup and just look for the perfect shot, but just get the puck in front of the net and see what happens. And, on a power play, sometimes that's the best thing you can do.
So it's Nygaard and Turner. Vobel up top for the Cats. Williams back at the left point. And it's going to be Forrester over there at the right point. This is going to be Vobel. He'll circle down low. We'll try to maybe take a little give and go there. Instead, it's going to be Forrester up top. Williams, he had an opportunity. I thought if he one-timed that, but he set it up looking for a potential tip instead. With 12 to go, man advantage. Williams hounded by Olsen. Williams, Whelan. Williams to Nygaard. Turner, Williams. Williams shot. Rebound. Well, a couple big saves there by LeGrand. And South looks like they're going to be able to get this one out of harm's way with 10.5 to go in the first. We'll dump it all the way. Looks like we're going to get some fresh skaters out there for Lakeville South. There's Pavic for Eagan. Nygaard. I would imagine Eagan's going to change. Yep, there goes Turner, Vobel, Nygaard. They're all going to go off. Forster's going off. So 4 fresh skaters for the Wildcats. And here comes Lakeville the other way. O'Reilly. O'Reilly's still with the puck. He's got the lone goal in this hockey game. Oh, shot. 2-0. Lakeville South. 7:02. Shot from about the half wall. I don't know if that was tipped. It looks like first guy to the bench is Tristan Lawrence. Can you tell if that one was tipped?
Yeah, it looked tipped. The way he celebrated it definitely looks like it was tipped.
Well, if it is Tristan Lawrence, it will be his 3rd of the year, according to Legacy Hockey. Justin Olsen, Calvin O'Reilly with the assist for Lakeville South on that goal. Not the start the home team wanted.
Yeah, that's what they wanted, and after a pretty good looking power play, just one moment of lapse of judgment, and you have Lawrence coming across the slot, just a nice tip, get by Schwark, and that's a tough one, but hopefully the Wildcats can get one back really soon.
Here comes the other Lawrence, that's Ashton Lawrence, number 8 for South, as the puck goes up into the bench. Nearly takes out an assistant coach over there. Assistant coaches are Ben Storm, Brent Colleton and Brett Franz. Of course, head coach Josh Storm not with the squad. Some controversy down there. He's been placed on administrative leave, I saw. Back teaching, but it's just still not quite yet behind the bench for Lakeville South. Here's Zealy for Lakeville, just punches that one in. But it's going to be Ballman and the Wildcats. Too far for Thomas. Lakeville will try it once again with Lafferty. Boy, it feels like we've called Gavin Lafferty's name a lot in recent years.
Yeah, I wasn't with you, Mike, to call Lafferty's name, but I definitely played against him, and I'm assuming a couple of his brothers as with my time here at Eagan.
Another one, too, Jackson Ernst. I think he must have had an older brother, too.
Yeah, he is one or two.
Or Carter Ernst. I mean,
Carter.
Jackson was the older one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
As I said, Carter Ernst, he's a senior for the Cougars. Out there at center right now. Started the year playing a little USHL. Played like 15 games, then decided he wanted to play his senior year with his buddies back at South, and here he is.
Yeah, that's the stuff you want to see. You know, you want to, with Minnesota high school hockey being one of the best in the nation, you want to come back and play with your high school buddies, and that's just one of the best things you can do. And you know, those memories last a lifetime. And yeah, you can go and join, juniors in the USHL, and it's very top of the creme. But you know, playing with high school buddies, there's nothing like it.
Absolutely. Well, another opportunity for South. Ernst and the Cougars would love to get back to the state tournament. Let's look it up. 7 of the last 9 years, Lakeville South has come out of 1AA. And if you remember last year, they gave Moorhead quite a battle in the state quarters down at the then XL Energy Center. Penalty upcoming, second of the game on Lakeville South. Let's see if it was a trip or a hook. I didn't see the call. Officially, it's going to be a hold. Okay. Jovic with the hold. Second power play of the afternoon for the Cats comes at 8:26. And you said it too. They had good movement last time with the man advantage.
They did, and we'll see if the Wildcats can pull one off right here.
Forster able to keep that one in back at the blue line. Shot through traffic. That was deflected by Turner. Yeah, it's Williams, Turner, Nygaard up. Here's Williams. Forster from way out. And glove save that time by LeGrand. That'll be his 9th save of the game. .139 to go, man advantage for the Cats. In front, couldn't do it. That opportunity there that time. Vobel couldn't quite knock that one in for Eagan. Another couple Eagan fans looking for a call there, not going to get it. I think it was a pretty clean play. From South the other way. Charlie Hunt's leading the rush, number 29. Going to play with the Des Moines Buccaneers, my understanding as well. Must be after the high school season and go play a little USHL?
Yeah, and I'm not mistaken, former Eagan Wildcat Keaton Orey played for the Des Moines Buccaneers.
Here's Williams down the left side for the Cats. Tied up by Zealy. Cats keep it in. Williams. 55 to go, man advantage. Williams from way out. Turner rebound, just fires it wide. Turner had a great look there. Another shot by Turner. That one's blocked in front. That one's got to sting a little bit off Boroff.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was a shot and block or just a fan.
Thought it was a shot, but Boroff wasn't limping off by any means.
He wasn't, so let's say it was a fan.
Yeah, you might be right. Maybe we just presume Max Turner's going to get good wood on that. Or good composite, I guess.
Yeah.
Going to set it up here. 18 to go in the power play. Cats, can they get the equalizer? They had Thomas in front. Here's Lunenburg. He'll lose the puck. And Lakeville South going to come out of the zone. Cats do need to tag. And with just 4 to go in the power play. Oh! Right off of, that was Turner. Or Lunenburg, I should say. I mean, Lunenburg's a big target, but that's still a heck of a shot by the goalie. Here come the Cats. Here's Thomas I think he was going to try to dump it in. The Cats were changing up behind the play. And now they were able to finish it with Turvold goes in about 4 that time. And ultimately the Cats are going to end up with a fresh 5 on the ice. As that goes all the way down. Must have been tipped on the way out. good flow to this hockey game now.
Yeah, not a lot of stoppages, Mike, and this can play to either team's benefit. But right now, it looks like the Wildcats have kind of found their feel a little bit. They just need, they're going to need that next one.
Colby Olsen lost the puck back in the corner. South tries to control in the right corner this time. Ballman couldn't get it out. South keeps it in. We got a penalty upcoming there to get Garrett Larson. Is it going to be a high stick or a hook? Hook, it will be on Garrett Larson. So South on the power play for the second time this afternoon at 11:25. Of course, they scored on that all of 17 seconds into that first power play they had. Let's see who they've got out there. It's like Zaley's going to draw for South. He's got O'Reilly on the left side and Justin Olsen on the right. This is Ernst back at the right point. And Lafferty at the left point for the Cougs. Ernst, Lafferty. If Lafferty were a right shot, he would have had a really good opportunity. Again, trying to get in front. Zealy to regroup for the Cougars, controlling. Back up top, Lafferty. Ernst tried to feather a pass across to O'Reilly, intercepted that time by a cat. Ernst. O'Reilly, he fanned on that shot. Lafferty down low. Good puck moving by South. Ernst controls. Zealy, there's Shilkin trying to control for Eagan. We're just shy of halfway through this power play for South, and it has been in the Eagan zone the entire time. Lafferty lasered that one wide. Ernst gets knocked down by Williams, but the puck stays in the Wildcat zone. I think a glove save would be kind of timely right here if you're Eagan, or at least just get it out of the zone somehow, some way. That will work. Ballman able to knock it down on a fine individual effort by the defenseman.
Good job on the Wildcats on that penalty kill moment, I guess, shift right there. Well, just getting it out, You can't let their top line, create anything. And, Cougars got a couple looks, but, they're looking for that slot pass. But the problem is that the defenseman for Eagan moves up and takes that slot. That backdoor pass is wide open. So Wildcats find themselves in those 2-on-1s down low. They got to figure something out defensively.
Good aggressive pressure. Quick shot, Turvold. And LeGrand forced to make the blocker up into the netting. Little sneaky play there by Turvold.
Yeah, Turvold doing a good job right there, staying aggressive and getting a jump on it. And those are the type of plays that could change games and certainly, create opportunities. So good job on Turvold.
Turvold third on the team with 8 goals this year. Next Turner has 9, and we mentioned Ben Williams, 16 for the Wildcats. Matter of fact, Williams has got the last 3 goals for Eagan. He had the one against Shakopee and then both goals in that 2-1 win against Lakeville North back here on the 28th of January. Game before that, a 5-1 Eagan win. They had 5 different players score against Eastview. And here comes Boroff for Lakeville South. Couldn't quite get that one across to Olsen. On the far side, we got medal and we've got no goal. You could hear that ping echo through the arena.
Yeah, that one was really close with hitting almost, maybe even both posts. And if Schwartz had back up a little, if he backed up a little too much there, I think he would have knocked that puck very back into his own net.
As it is, it's just 2-0 Lakeville South. Cats nearly down 3-0 in the first for the second straight game. We looked at the stats coming in. Lakeville South has at least 3 goals in 6 of their last 7 outings. That one all the way through. Not sure Schwark ever saw it, but Vogel got in the way. Backhand in front and to a Wildcat. Williams, knee guard. Forster was coming down that left side as well, but it's going to be knee guard in deep as Forster stopped at the left point with 3 to go in the first. In front, opportunity. There's an Eagan goal. Knee guard, I believe, is going to get it in front. A much-needed goal for the home team. And just what a pass out front.
Yeah, great pass out front, and those are the type of plays the Wildcats have been making this first period, but they just haven't been able to click, and there it is. And as you said, Mike, with the Lakeville South Cougars, I'll let this call go here.
Turner's going to get the lone assist on that one.
As you said, Mike, the Lakeville South Cougars have scored in 6 of their past 7 games 3 or more goals, but their past 5 games are 1, 2, and 2. What does that say? That they score goals, but they also allow them.
Right.
So the biggest thing the Wildcats have to go for them is play offensively, play aggressive. The Cougars have a lot of offensive power, but you're probably gonna let up a few goals today. They've already let up 2. So what are you gonna do in return? You got to score a goal. So it's gonna be a high-scoring game if statistics tell us anything.
Which means this 2-1 game is going to hold, right?
I don't think that's how that works.
No, I don't either. Opportunity, backhand, nearly 2-2. A little extra giddy up in the step now for the Wildcats. Half wall, back up top, Shilkin dumps it back in. Lunenburg's going to give chase, but it's going to be Ballman. Tried to get a Lunenburg who gets tied up that time by Safransky. And South 3-on-2 potential. Yep, and they were just a hair off sides as that puck was just behind O'Reilly.
Those are the type of shifts, Mike, that you want after scoring a goal, right? The pressure stays on, they don't drop back, and right now it looks like Lakeville South is really on their back foot.
Yep. 2:01 to go here in the first. Shots 12-8, Eagan. Thomas got a little, him and Charlie Hunst say hello at the blue line, or at the red line, I should say. Here comes Olsen, Colby Olsen. Here's Krinky, couldn't get a shot off that time. Through traffic though, that was Hunst trying to shoot it from way out. With just over 90 seconds to go in the period. That one through traffic, hit a defenseman in front. And coming away, that was Turvold, and he's gonna have the puck for Eagan. He's gonna lead the rush as well. Got Brody Kreiser on that right side, but Turbo lost the puck into the south zone. Tried to get the outlet pass. Instead, it's going to be South coming in with Hunst. He and Vogel exchange hellos. Cats just going to ring around the board as Zealy off the bench for South, but here come the Cats. Vogel, he loses the puck in deep. Larson was in there for the Cats as well. Or check, that was Nygaard, not Larson. Now Nygaard tips that one ahead. South does get back on sides. And the puck comes right back out. Here's Jovic. Or Jovechkin as they call him, I guess. 30 seconds to go in an entertaining opening period. Lafferty watched by Williams. Turner aggressive coming in. Big hit there. Forrester knocks down number 6. That was Zealy, I should say. Big battle right at the half wall in front of a large Eagan contingent here in the Civic Arena this afternoon. Can Lakeville get a shot off before the intermission? And up into the netting. Lafferty had a good look. But as it is, 17 minutes gone by, 2-1, Lakeville South.
Very entertaining period, Mike Cook, and that was a period where you could lose the game the first period, but you might as well, can't always going to win it. But the Wildcats doing a good job getting that first goal on the board and showing that they could score today. And against last time they came out and played them was 7-0 Lakeville South. So knowing that they could score a goal, they're getting a lot of good opportunities. They just have to capitalize on it.
So we are a little chipper free this afternoon, so we're going to take a break. You're watching Eagan Wildcat Hockey on ETV.
Hi, I'm Salim Omari, and I serve as the Eagan Police Chief. So excited to be here with you guys. connecting with community and making sure that this city stays safe, stays vibrant, and remains a place where people who live here, work here, and visit here feel safe and a part of this community. The Eagan Police Department has some of the best police officers in the state of Minnesota and truly around the country. And I'm so excited about working with them, learning from them, so that we can work collectively to make sure we serve really, really well. Focusing on staff development, making sure that our people remain the best trained, the best equipped, be able to meet the increasing demands of our community members, making sure our officers spend time with community and trying to prevent crimes before they occur. So I really want to be able to leverage data and technology and trainings. I think at a pretty young age, I knew that I couldn't sit at a desk all day long and do the same thing over and over again. Really what inspired me were a couple of school resource officers, one in middle school and one in high school, who made early investments in me and showed me what law enforcement and community service and community safety really was. Helping people is, I think, one of the most important things that we can do. There's so much humanity and dignity with it. That's where my inspiration comes from, and it really gives me a lot of purpose. I love the Minnesota Vikings. Love that we have their training facility right here in Eagan. Really, I'm a family first person. I have a wonderful wife of a little over 10 years and 2 little daughters who I just love spending time with. I just want to say I am so proud to be your police chief. It's a responsibility that I don't take lightly, and I'm going to work so hard to make sure that the officers are equipped and prepared to serve you at a really high level. I'm going to be committed to working and making sure that the foundation that has been built here in Eagan, that we continue to build on it, and we continue to make sure that there's constant growth here in the police department and entire city of Eagan.
Call 911 for all emergencies. We're here to assist with non-emergency calls as well. You can call us at 651-322-2323, or you can submit an online request. The same 911 dispatchers who answer the phone calls also answer online requests 24/7.
3322 for a disturbance noise complaint.
The online request supports language translation and may be an ideal option for those with communication barriers. Your non-emergency call may be answered by a virtual assistant. There are many common requests that the virtual assistant can help you with, allowing you to avoid hold times during peak volume hours. We're still here for you for non-emergencies. In an emergency, call if you can, text if you can't.
We are here to help you stay safe while riding your e-bike in the city of Eagan.
An e-bike or an electronic bicycle is a bicycle that has pedals and it has an electronic motor that assists with pedaling. There's 3 different classes of an e-bike. Class 1 is a pedal assist up to 20 miles an hour. Class 2 is a pedal assist with throttle up to 20 miles an hour. And Class 3 is a pedal assist only up to 28 miles an hour. You are allowed to ride an e-bike on trails, sidewalks, and streets. You have to be 15 years or older to ride the e-bike. E-bike riders, along with bicyclists, have to follow the rules of the roadway while riding in the road. They must signal their turns, they must stay to the right side of a lane, and they have to operate as if you're a car. So at a stop sign, e-bikes, bicycles all have to stop or yield at that stop sign to ensure they can stop completely. We would encourage everyone that's riding an e-bike, or bicycle for that matter, to wear a helmet.
Most e-bikes are powered by lithium-ion batteries. Follow these best practices to stay safe while charging your e-bike. One of the most important things while charging your e-bike is using the proper charger that came with the bike. Make sure you store your e-bike away from exits and other hazards. Charge your e-bike outdoors or in your garage. Make sure you turn the charger off when the cycle is complete. Don't leave it charging all night. Let's all have fun out there, but stay safe.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
When you call 911, we'll guide you through it. Just try to stay calm and focused and answer the call taker's questions. The first and most important information that we ask is the address and location of the emergency. From there, the questions being asked will depend on the emergency being reported. All the information you provide ensures that you get the right help as soon as possible.
At Dakota 911, the role of call taking and dispatching is split. While the call taker is speaking with you, their partner is already dispatching emergency services to the location needed.
Dakota 911 has tools to recognize and support communications in multiple languages. An interpreter may be brought on the line to help support the call.
Listen carefully and I'll tell you how to do chest compressions.
If you have a medical emergency, Dakota 911 provides pre-arrival instructions, such as CPR, until responders can get on the scene and take over. Seconds save lives, so the sooner we can intervene and provide care, the greater the outcome.
In an emergency, call if you can, text if you can't.
Hi, I'm Salim Omari and I serve as the Eagan Police Chief. So excited to be here with you guys. Connecting with community and making sure that this city stays safe, stays vibrant, and remains a place where people who live here, work here, and visit here feel safe and a part of this community. The Eagan Police Department has some of the best police officers in the state of Minnesota and truly around the country. And I'm so excited about working with them, learning from them, so that we can work collectively to make sure we serve really, really well. Focusing on staff development, making sure that our people remain the best trained, the best equipped, be able to meet the increasing demands of our community members, making sure our officers spend time with community and trying to prevent crimes before they occur. So I really want to be able to leverage data and technology and trainings. I think at a pretty young age, I knew that I couldn't sit at a desk all day long and do the same thing over and over again. Really what inspired me were a couple of school resource officers, one in middle school and one in high school, who made early investments in me and showed me what law enforcement and community service and community safety really was. Helping people is, I think, one of the most important things that we can do. There's so much humanity and dignity with it. That's where my inspiration comes from, and it really gives me a lot of purpose. I love the Minnesota Vikings. Love that we have their training facility right here in Eagan. Really, I'm a family first person. I have a wonderful wife of a little over 10 years and 2 little daughters who I just love spending time with. I just want to say I am so proud to be your police chief. It's a responsibility that I don't take lightly, and I'm going to work so hard to make sure that the officers are equipped and prepared to serve you at a really high level. I'm going to be committed to working and making sure that the foundation that has been built here in Eagan, that we continue to build on it, and we continue to make sure that there's constant growth here in the police department and entire city of Eagan.
Call 911 for all emergencies. We're here to assist with non-emergency calls as well. You can call us at 651-322-2323, or you can submit an online request. The same 911 dispatchers who answer the phone calls also answer online requests 24/7.
3322 for a disturbance noise complaint.
The online request supports language translation and may be an ideal option for those with communication barriers. Your non-emergency call may be answered by a virtual assistant. There are many common requests that the virtual assistant can help you with, allowing you to avoid hold times during peak volume hours. We're still here for you for non-emergencies. In an emergency, call if you can, text if you can't.
We are here to help you stay safe while riding your e-bike in the city of Eagan.
An e-bike or an electronic bicycle is a bicycle that has pedals and it has an electronic motor that assists with pedaling. There's three different classes of an e-bike. Class 1 is a pedal assist up to 20 miles an hour. Class 2 is a pedal assist with throttle up to 20 miles an hour. And Class 3 is a pedal assist only up to 28 miles an hour. You are allowed to ride an e-bike on trails, sidewalks, and streets. You have to be 15 years or older to ride the e-bike. E-bike riders, along with bicyclists, have to follow the rules of the roadway while riding in the road. They must signal their turns, they must stay to the right side of a lane, and they have to operate as if you're a car. So at a stop sign, e-bikes, bicycles all have to stop or yield at that stop sign to ensure they can stop completely. We would encourage everyone that's riding an e-bike, or bicycle for that matter, to wear a helmet.
Most e-bikes are powered by lithium-ion batteries. Follow these best practices to stay safe while charging your e-bike. One of the most important things while charging your e-bike is using the proper charger that came with the bike. Make sure you store your e-bike away from exits and other hazards. Charge your e-bike outdoors or in your garage. Make sure you turn the charger off when the cycle is complete. Don't leave it charging all night. Let's all have fun out there, but stay safe.
What's the address of the emergency?
When you call 911, we'll guide you through it. Just try to stay calm and focused and answer the call taker's questions. The first and most important information that we ask is the address and location of the emergency. From there, the questions being asked will depend on the emergency being reported. All the information you provide ensures that you get the right help as soon as possible.
At Dakota 911, the role of call taking and dispatching is split. While the call taker is speaking with you, their partner is already dispatching emergency services to the location needed.
Dakota 911 has tools to recognize and support communications in multiple languages. An interpreter may be brought on the line to help support the call.
Listen carefully and I'll tell you how to do chest compressions.
If you have a medical emergency, Dakota 911 provides pre-arrival instructions, such as CPR, until responders can get on the scene and take over. Seconds save lives, so the sooner we can intervene and provide care, the greater the outcome.
In an emergency, call if you can, text if you can't.
Hey, we welcome you back inside the Eagan Civic Arena as we get set for second period action with Lakeville South leading your Wildcats by a 2-1 count. Joined by former Wildcat captain Nicholas Cron. My name is Mike Cook, and we say thank you for checking in here on a Saturday afternoon, the third game before the end of the regular season for both of these squads. And we said a very entertaining first period.
Yeah, very entertaining first period, and one that you want to, type of game both teams want to be playing, going into playoffs. So we're in for a good second period, hopefully.
Yeah, Turner in deep for the Wildcats. Vobel and Nygaard out there as well. Williams back at the right point. Eilertson on that far side. This looks kind of like the Eagan's top power play unit, but not sure. Vobel just pinched in and Williams came back. We'll have to see if what happened there. So we said early stages, period number 2. Nygaard with the goal for the Wildcats. Calvin O'Reilly and Tristan Lawrence, the Lakeville South goals back in that opening period. South with an opportunity, trying to go short side. Schwark all over that one. And Carter Ernst left to wait to potentially add to that his team-leading goal total.
Yeah, second period, long change, right? Long period. The Wildcats this period, they're going to shut down number 15 in red, and that's going to be their main goal this period. But, the Wildcats look really good again that first period, so hopefully, with a shot lead on the Cougars that they can get a couple this period.
Yeah, Carter Ernst has 16 goals for this Lakeville South squad. Calvin O'Reilly now up to 14. And Zili, the right wing on that top group, he's got 13 coming into this one. He had one last night in that tie over at Delano. Ernst also had one, and so did Jovic. So each member of what they list as their top line with goals last night for the Cougars. You said Cougars playing their third game in 3 days. That was to beat Apple Valley Burnsville a couple of nights back. That was a 5-0 score. 3-3 on that trip they made over to the Delano Sports Arena. I'll sneak in a little non-conference play before things wrap up. Lakeville South, they're at Farmington next Thursday, the 12th, and then Valentine's Day, they've got Prior Lake at home. 3 o'clock start down at Hasse Arena. Cats are at Rosemount Thursday night, and then back here against Apple Valley Burnsville, 3 o'clock start on Valentine's Day. So, hey, bring your special someone out to Wildcat hockey.
Hey, I can't think of a better place to spend Valentine's Day than the ECA.
Absolutely. And you can go have dinner at one of our many, many sponsors. And sure, Lakeville South, same deal. Go watch the Cougs and Prior Lake, and then many sponsors from restaurants in the Lakeville area.
Yeah, then maybe you can go do a little bit of gambling right after.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. Or they got a new bar there.
In Lakeville?
No. In Prior Lake, they got a new sports bar at the casino, and I heard it's something that's second to none.
That's what I've heard, too. Anyway.
Back to hockey.
Exactly. Back to, Turvold in deep for the Wildcats. Yeah, whoa. Nearly an opportunity there. Grant couldn't quite get the mitt down on that one. There's Forrester. He loses the puck. But Cats able to break it out of their own zone. Brody Kreiser along the near side boards. Couldn't quite connect on the long pass. That should be an ice here on... Nope, they're going to say it was tipped. Officials quickly making the call. And looks like the Wildcats 3-on-2 potential if they hurry. Well, Eilertson will backhand that in. Williams will give chase. Eilertson's going to make a change. Out for Turner! Oh, look, Grand with a save. Cats nearly get the equalizer.
Well, great turn of events there because Eilertson was facing a 3-on-1. His defensive zone brought it up, and Turner almost puts it home to tie up the game. As I said, Mike, this game can go anywhere with the balance back, shifting back and forth, but whoever's going to win this game is going to have to be strong in the neutral zone.
Yeah, I thought that was going to go up into the stands. Instead, it's high off the glass, stays on the playing surface. We play on. Ernst in deep against Forrester. It's Carter Ernst, the senior captain for the Cougars. I think I might have called him Jackson once or twice earlier. I apologize for that. That's the older brother, we think.
Yeah, I'm sure he's probably, there's probably been a lot of comments where he's gotten mixed up with him and his however many brothers.
Habit. 12:59 to go here in the second. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out. Art Culleton, dad of Lakeville South assistant coach Brent. He's checking in from Canada watching this game. So we're international today.
Yeah, I like to get our viewership in some international audience.
As your dad likes to say, whether you're watching us from Aberdeen, South Dakota, Eagan, Minnesota, Lakeville, Minnesota, or parts unknown, thank you for being with us here on ETV. Of course, we are your home for Wildcat Sports. Lafferty with a long shot. That Vobel's boot kicks that one aside. South keeps that one in far side. And Eagle to try once again on the clear. Vobel. Third time be a charm for the Cats. It is with Lunenburg this time. Pavic. Blake shot. Lafferty got in the way of that. Pavic gives chase, but it's Lafferty winning that battle. And Lafferty gets it back. Lakeville South gets it out. Ernst with Zeely. Ernst tries to make a move. Schwark wisely puts the mitt down. And we'll have a face-off in the Wildcat zone.
Well, I think it was Turnbull. Turnbull. Just great defensive play against Ernst, right? You got to watch the body, keep him humble. Don't let trickery go between your feet, and the Wildcats have been doing a good job so far, especially this period, shutting them down.
Shots on goal 2-2 this period as we're 5 minutes in. Number 12, Caden Eagan for Lakeville South, number 12. First time we've called his name tonight. They have he and Tristan Anderson, number 3, who's on there as well, listed as I guess you would call it their fourth line if you want to go that route. Adam Moline out there at defense, number 25. That might be his first action tonight as well. Out there with Braden Safransky. I know we called Safransky in the first period. Safransky, 6', 170, and he looks bigger out there, number 10 in red. Or I guess we call it maroon technically. Crimson.
Crimson.
In front, Kreiser with the clear. Thomas with the puck. Cross center, will the Cats make a change? And long outlet pass. I like how LeGrand just played that instead of just hanging on. We saw Eagan making a change. Moline and Nygaard. Nygaard gets the better of that for Eagan. Nygaard back on the puck. Against Safransky. The opportunity, Turner! Second golden opportunity this period for Max. Cats try to circle it low to Williams. He was tied up by Moline. And Forster just dumps that one into the zone for Eagan. Williams came out and tagged. Instead, it's going to be a 3-on-1 potential. Here's Lawrence, drop pass, back across. Couldn't quite get that. Was Ashton Lawrence with the pass. Here comes Williams the other way. Williams pretty much the end of his shift, I would think. Turner, there's Garrett Larson, couldn't quite get there, but Vobel and Souvenir on the Wildcat bench.
Great overall shift there from the Wildcats. I mean, second period, we're going back and forth. We're going end-to-end hockey, but Max Turner once again finding himself in the slot with golden opportunity, and you can't help to think that one of these eventually is going to go in.
You know, if we keep this up and down pace, how much is South going to be affected by the fact they played the last 2 days?
For sure. And, the second period, third period, those legs might go, but right now the Wildcats, the best thing that they can do is just keep this game the way it is, and I think it should play into their favor.
Of course, you think youth hockey growing up, how many times did you play tournaments where you played 3 games in 2 days, really, for that matter? Vobel in deep for the Wildcats. South tried to get in front. That's going to go all the way back down. Boroff. Pavic on the shadow. The top trio out right now for Lakeville South. This is Hunt's going to carry in deep. He's knocked off the puck that time by Vobel. And here comes Pavic. He's got down the slot was Ballman, couldn't quite connect. Cats were changing up everybody else. And they will keep it in the zone, however. With 9:15 to go in the second. Still 2-1 South. All goals in the first period. Another nice job that time by the Wildcat defenseman. That was Eilertson. Boy, I like the way he plays.
Again, just puck, nothing to look at. It's just all body. And again, that's just great coaching, honestly, from the Wildcat coaches, because, a lot of guys, especially this age, that they're going to be puck watching, right? It's the consistent thing. You grow up in youth looking at the puck. But, these Wildcat defensemen have been doing a really good job against the Lakeville South Cougars, not getting beat at all with these fancy puck skills and just watching the body.
Yeah, they were doing a lot of puck watching the other night, and it definitely cost them. It appears they definitely learned their lesson from that one. Or maybe just a refresher was needed.
Just a quick little reset.
Yep. Halfway through this hockey game, we stay 2-1 South. Turvold for the Cats. Official nearly gets checked on that one. Oh, and then somehow that one goes in. Popped up, and I think it bounced off. Did it bounce off the back of Schwark?
Schwarker looked like maybe Forster.
One of the defensemen, yeah.
Kind of got blocked and went and just took a weird bounce.
Krinke is the first man to the bench. Miles Krinke, the junior for Lakeville South. And if it is Krinke, that will be his 4th of the year. Well, fluky bounce goes Lakeville South's way. 3-1 Cougars. Just past halfway through the second period. Austin Kreiser on the Wildcat bench, not happy with the officials. There's definitely an animated discussion kind of on the top right of your screen. But think they said it was Ashton Lawrence actually with the goal, Krinke with an assist, then Emmett Hartman also with an assist. And Coach Kreiser on the top right of your screen still having a, dare we say, animated discussion with the officials.
I'm not 100% sure what he's arguing about, and I didn't see much argument from the Wildcat players. So, let's just say Kreiser knows what he's doing, and while it's not going to go his way, he's going to stay animated, and, hopefully the Wildcats can pull the tide their way.
I don't know if they were looking for an interference call or something in front. It didn't appear that way, but maybe that's not what it was. But
yeah, I'm not too sure.
And for that, by the way, that's fourth of the year for number 8, Ashton Lawrence, the 6'2 junior. So 3-1 Cougars. It's just their 4th shot of the period. Cats have just 4 as well. And we've got an official discussion top of the circle. Face-off is going to come outside the zone. Okay. It's going to be Turner on the draw for the Wildcats and Tristan Lawrence for Lakeville South. So we've got Anderson and Eagan out there as well again for the Cougars. Hard into the boards was one of the Wildcats. Pops right back up. It was Nygaard. I think it was either Nygaard or Turner.
It's Nygaard, but he got right back up on his feet, almost checked himself there.
Absolutely. Sure. And here come the number 2-on-2 for South. Anderson's going to go in deep. So Eagan with him coming down the slot, but taken out of the play nicely that time by Ballman for the Wildcats. And here comes Turner. Nygaard. Nygaard into the zone, watched by Hartman. Shot, save, face-off, upcoming. 7:31 to go.
Right now, Mike, the Wildcats are doing a good job just staying in this game, kind of going back and forth. I mean, just an unlucky last goal. But, this game could go either way, and just you got to capitalize on chances, and I think that's what this game's going to come down to.
So we've talked about in previous broadcasts, too. I mean, the puck is not a round ball. Which you get a little more traditional bounce. So you saw that Lakeville South goal to go up 3-1. Just kind of an odd bounce by an odd-shaped object, I guess you would say, and you just never know. Maybe the Cats will get one their way. Pavic going to find Larson down low. I think he was going to look to try to backhand that out to Lunneberg. Pavic went in front there, couldn't quite connect on that. Lunneberg down low. Larson couldn't quite center it for the Cats. Global pinches in. He takes Ernst out behind the play. And Zeal able to knock it out for the Cougars. Cougars looks like they changed up just one player that time, all the way down. That is Tip, so of course no icing. And Moline and the Cougars now with that 2-goal lead. Here's Ernst. Turvold against him. And Lawrence got that 3rd goal for South. I thought Larson was just going to whack that down, which would have been an ice, but probably wisely held up.
Looks like that puck went off the net, but it looks like no ref saw it.
Turvold. Kreiser was right there. Cats nearly got the fluky bounce that would have been fair for them, shall we say, after South gets that one.
Yeah, it's been kind of one of those games where just like those fluky little bounces here or there. I mean, LeGrand, he's had his moments, same with Schwark, where it's just that puck isn't really sitting well with them. And there's been a couple whistles where the puck has actually just been loose, and the refs have called it. So it's going to be a really interesting rest of this game here.
But as you know, I mean, you got to create those chances for a puck to bounce your way as well. And that's not going to be with an icing. Hey, quick shout out, by the way. I want to make sure we mention our all-star crew here today on ETV. Carter Bain and Max Hellmuller on cameras, and Winter Price running the show here from the Eagan Civic Arena. Happy to bring you Wildcat hockey on ETV. And we'll all be back here next Saturday as well for that 3 o'clock game, Senior Day, against Apple Valley Burnsville. Be the last game of the regular season.
Last game of regular season, Mike, and it's one of those games where, you only got so many left, especially, the seniors. So you want to make the most of them, and right now, it looks like the top line right now, full of seniors, is, going to try to make the most of it.
Yep. Williams he winds up. That was deflected on the way in. Turner, another opportunity. Turner's had, 3 good looks this period. That one maybe just a hair wide, but that man is snake bit right now.
I think that one went really hard to skim the post or crossbar.
Lakeville South aggressive, 2-on-1, but Eilertson makes a little spin move, controls for the Cats. Shilkin, knee guard. South able to keep it in briefly. Here comes Williams, 2-on-1 Cats. Williams and knee guard. Williams gets it back. Williams, shot, goal! Textbook, 2-on-1.
Looks like it's Williams from knee guard, and knee guard honestly looked like he had the shot there, but I think holding on to it just for a little longer, given that defenseman having to shift over to him, that pass to Williams left that wide open, and honestly, Williams could have held on the puck for maybe another 2 seconds, and then I don't know if LeGrand was going to be able to get across the front of the goal.
Team leading number 17 for Williams. Eilertson will get the second assist. They're announcing Eilertson with the first assist. No, that was definitely knee guard.
Pretty sure I saw it too on the back of that jersey.
Yeah. Bottom line, each of those young men get a point, but more importantly, Eagan gets a point on the scoreboard. Here come Lakeville South. That lead now down to 1 with O'Reilly against Vobel. Vobel takes O'Reilly out. In deep is Lawrence, Tristan Lawrence this time for the Cougars. Cougars opportunity in front. Oh, that 2-goal lead is back as O'Reilly snaps one home. 47 seconds after Eagan gets within 1. It's 4-2 South.
I was just thinking, Mike, same thing the last time the Wildcats got that first goal. They had a really good shift to follow it up, and this one, it looked like they were going to have the same thing. Lakeville South putting out their top line, but just leaving O'Reilly, with his record, just leaving wide open the slot for a one-timer. It's not the most ideal.
Couldn't tell if that was one where the Cats were just kind of got caught watching a little bit, but 15th of the year for O'Reilly. So Justin Olson and Lafferty get the assist. Justin Olson, that's his third helper of the afternoon. So now we're down to with just over 3.5 to go in the second. Pretty much where we were about a minute ago. A 2-goal lead for Lakeville South.
Yeah, not much has changed on the score sheet, but its entertainment value has gone up a little bit.
Ernst gets knocked off the puck by Forrester. A penalty-free second period, by the way. Schwark, another save. And that's going to go all the way. Will that be an ice? Nope. Official had the arm up, but that puck died just before the end line. Forrester tries to keep it in. So does Turner. It's going to be knee guard. That went off of a defender's skate. I believe that was Safransky. The Wildcats definitely need to get one here. Would love to get one, I should say, before this period expires. And Lakeville South would love to get up by 3. Turner, Lakeville almost caught with too many men on the ice. Player did a nice job of leaping up on the board so he didn't touch the puck. Look out. That's a pretty obvious call.
Yeah, and I was just about to say for that, it looked like a too many, even though he's waiting to not touch the puck. I think you could call it, but Wildcats rejuvenated with a penalty here. And it looks like it's going to be...
I think it's Boroff that's going to the bench, or the box.
Yeah, Boroff, and it just, holding up Williams a little too long, and Williams can't feel comfortable, but he's right up on his feet, and you know what? He's going around the power play, so I think he'll be able to control the point.
Cats 0 for 2 with the man advantage. I didn't see the call. Was it a hole or interference? Whatever. It's still sitting for 2 minutes. Here's Nygaard down low for the Wildcats. Again, and Lakeville South able to punch that one out of the zone, I thought. Now it goes all the way down for sure. The official was right on that blue line to see if that puck did go out, but didn't matter. 1:32 to go. Man advantage for the Cats. Here comes Williams. Somebody lost a stick. It was a Lakeville player. Williams stops, spins. Got Forrester back up top. Here's Forrester. Cats have nobody at the left point at the moment. Here's Forrester. Williams. Spin. Turner's trying to get in front and send it across. Oh! And Vogel couldn't get a shot off. Setup was there.
Great deception there by Williams, just holding a little longer, looking for the point for Forrester, but just sliding it right across. Look for that 1T, but it looks like just the Wildcats weren't ready for that one-timer to be set up.
And then they come back with an icing with 57 seconds to go.
Not ideal to get an icing when you're on the power play.
No, nope. 1:35 to go in the period. So it's going to be Lunenburg on the draw for the Cats against Zeile. Won by the Cats. Let's see if Pavek's going to stop. And Wildcats look to break it out of their own zone. Turvold, Zeile, nice job for Lakeville South, though, getting in the way. Here's Thomas, Pavek. Pavek almost a step on Krinky. Krinky got back. Thomas going to try to go deep. Said he stops. Eilertson, far side. William. Well, that's Turner, I should say, far side. I'm so used to Ben Williams over there.
Actually, I think it was Lunenburg.
You're right. Okay. I saw the 4, and I just assumed it was Max.
We'll get it eventually.
We've only been doing this how many games this year? Cats got to go in deep. 12 to go on the advantage. Eilertson will pinch it in. Pavek at the half wall. 3 players from each team battling as Lakeville South has killed off another penalty. Cats 0 for 3 now on the power play. Lunenburg and Hans, there's a couple of big boys battling down into the corner. Yeah, and full head of steam this time is Tristan Lawrence, I should say. Here's Olson, back to Lawrence, and Schwark is there for the Cats. How many times have we seen Austin Schwark read plays like that this year and make the save?
That's a great save from Schwark, and honestly, great zone entry from the Cougars, and to be able to save a shot from a guy who's just been on his game so far this game, point blank right in front of him. He did a good job shutting it down right there.
Looks like Lakeville's going to make kind of a late change. They're going to get Zeile on. He'll draw, or Ernst will draw. Zeile's out there, and I believe O'Reilly's on the right wing at the moment with Lafferty and Hunst. Yeah, we'll switch them up. O'Reilly to draw. And it's going to be Ernst battling with Ballman. Ernst comes away with it. Ernst circles, nobody with him. Got the shot off. Schwark made the save. Final seconds of this period. They're looking to get another one. Long shot from way out. That hit traffic, and the Cats are going to go to the locker room down by a 4-2 count. Well, both teams doubling their first period output. It was 2-1 after 1. It's 4-2 after 2. So it should be an interesting 17 minutes coming up here on the ETV broadcast.
You got the Lakeville South Cougars with a 2-goal lead, but that period with you think about what kind of chances the Wildcats created. You think about that Williams pass in the cross crease on the power play. We think of the Max Turner 3 attempts in that slot. It almost looked like we were having deja vu in real time. But down 2 goals, but this game could be anything right now. The Wildcats got to keep their heads high going this third period because, as we said, the third game in 3 days for the Cougars. There might be some tired legs this third period.
Well, we're going to find out when we come back for third period action. You're watching Wildcat Hockey on Eagan TV.
Desk all day long and do the same thing over and over again. Really what inspired me were a couple of school resource officers, one in middle school and one in high school, who made early investments in me and showed me what law enforcement and community service and community safety really was. Helping people is, I think, one of the most important things that we can do. There's so much humanity and dignity with it. That's where my inspiration comes from, and it really gives me a lot of purpose. I love the Minnesota Vikings. Love that we have their training facility right here in Eagan. Really, I'm a family first person. I have a wonderful wife of a little over 10 years and 2 little daughters who I just love spending time with. I just want to say I am so proud to be your police chief. It's a responsibility that I don't take lightly, and I'm going to work so hard to make sure that the officers are equipped and prepared to serve you at a really high level. I'm going to be committed to working and making sure that the foundation that has been built here in Eagan that we continue to build on, and that we continue to make sure that there's constant growth here in the police department and entire city of Eagan.
Call 911 for all emergencies. We're here to assist with non-emergency calls as well. You can call us at 651-322-2323, or you can submit an online request. The same 911 dispatchers who answer the phone calls also answer online requests 24/7.
3322 for a disturbance noise complaint.
The online request supports language translation and may be an ideal option for those with communication barriers. Your non-emergency call may be answered by a virtual assistant. There are many common requests that the virtual assistant can help you with, allowing you to avoid hold times during peak volume hours. We're still here for you for non-emergencies. In an emergency, call if you can, text if you can't.
We are here to help you stay safe while riding your e-bike in the city of Eagan.
An e-bike or an electronic bicycle is a bicycle that has pedals and it has an electronic motor that assists with pedaling. There's 3 different classes of an e-bike. Class 1 is a pedal assist up to 20 miles an hour. Class 2 is a pedal assist with throttle up to 20 miles an hour. And Class 3 is a pedal assist only up to 28 miles an hour. You are allowed to ride an e-bike on trails, sidewalks, and streets. You have to be 15 years or older to ride the e-bike. E-bike riders, along with bicyclists, have to follow the rules of the roadway while riding in the road. They must signal their turns, they must stay to the right side of a lane, and they have to operate as if you're a car. So at a stop sign, e-bikes, bicycles all have to stop or yield at that stop sign to ensure they can stop completely. We would encourage everyone that's riding an e-bike, or bicycle for that matter, to wear a helmet.
Most e-bikes are powered by lithium-ion batteries. Follow these best practices to stay safe while charging your e-bike. One of the most important things while charging your e-bike is using the proper charger that came with the bike. Make sure you store your e-bike away from exits and other hazards. Charge your e-bike outdoors or in your garage. Make sure you turn the charger off when the cycle is complete. Don't leave it charging all night. Let's all have fun out there, but stay safe.
What's the address of the emergency?
When you call 911, we'll guide you through it. Just try to stay calm and focused and answer the call taker's questions. The first and most important information that we ask is the address and location of the emergency. From there, the questions being asked will depend on the emergency being reported. All the information you provide ensures that you get the right help as soon as possible.
At Dakota 911, the role of call taking and dispatching is split. While the call taker is speaking with you, their partner is already dispatching emergency services to the location needed.
Dakota 911 has tools to recognize and support communications in multiple languages. An interpreter may be brought on the line to help support the call.
Listen carefully and I'll tell you how to do chest compressions.
If you have a medical emergency, Dakota 911 provides pre-arrival instructions, such as CPR, until responders can get on the scene and take over. Seconds save lives, so the sooner we can intervene and provide care, the greater the outcome.
In an emergency, call if you can, text if you can't.
Hi, I'm Salim Omari and I serve as the Eagan Police Chief. So excited to be here with you guys. Connecting with community and making sure that this city stays safe, stays vibrant, and remains a place where people who live here, work here, and visit here feel safe and a part of this community. The Eagan Police Department has some of the best police officers in the state of Minnesota and truly around the country. And I'm so excited about working with them, learning from them, so that we can work collectively to make sure we serve really, really well. Focusing on staff development, making sure that our people remain the best trained, the best equipped, be able to meet the increasing demands of our community members, making sure our officers spend time with community and trying to prevent crimes before they occur. So I really want to be able to leverage data and technology and trainings. I think at a pretty young age, I knew that I couldn't sit at a desk all day long and do the same thing over and over again. Really what inspired me were a couple of school resource officers, one in middle school and one in high school, who made early investments in me and showed me what law enforcement and community service and community safety really was. Helping people is, I think, one of the most important things that we can do. There's so much humanity and dignity with it. That's where my inspiration comes from, and it really gives me a lot of purpose. I love the Minnesota Vikings. Love that we have their training facility right here in Eagan. Really, I'm a family first person. I have a wonderful wife of a little over 10 years and 2 little daughters who I just love spending time with. I just want to say I am so proud to be your police chief. It's a responsibility that I don't take lightly, and I'm going to work so hard to make sure that the officers are equipped and prepared to serve you at a really high level. I'm going to be committed to working and making sure that the foundation that has been built here in Eagan, that we continue to build on it, and that we continue to make sure that there's constant growth here in the police department and entire city of Eagan.
Call 911 for all emergencies. We're here to assist with non-emergency calls as well. You can call us at 651-322-2323, or you can submit an online request. The same 911 dispatchers who answer the phone calls also answer online requests 24/7.
3322 for a disturbance noise complaint.
The online request supports language translation and may be an ideal option for those with communication barriers. Your non-emergency call may be answered by a virtual assistant. There are many common requests that the virtual assistant can help you with, allowing you to avoid hold times during peak volume hours. We're still here for you for non-emergencies. In an emergency, call if you can, text if you can't.
We are here to help you stay safe while riding your e-bike in the city of Eagan.
An e-bike or an electronic bicycle is a bicycle that has pedals and it has an electronic motor that assists with pedaling. There's 3 different classes of an e-bike. Class 1 is a pedal assist up to 20 miles an hour. Class 2 is a pedal assist with throttle up to 20 miles an hour. And Class 3 is a pedal assist only up to 28 miles an hour. You are allowed to ride an e-bike on trails, sidewalks, and streets. You have to be 15 years or older to ride the e-bike. E-bike riders, along with bicyclists, have to follow the rules of the roadway while riding in the road. They must signal their turns, they must stay to the right side of a lane, and they have to operate as if you're a car. So at a stop sign, e-bikes, bicycles all have to stop or yield at that stop sign to ensure they can stop completely. We would encourage everyone that's riding an e-bike, or bicycle for that matter, to wear a helmet.
Most e-bikes are powered by lithium-ion batteries. Follow these best practices to stay safe while charging your e-bike. One of the most important things while charging your e-bike is using the proper charger that came with the bike. Make sure you store your e-bike away from exits and other hazards. Charge your e-bike outdoors or in your garage. Make sure you turn the charger off when the cycle is complete. Don't leave it charging all night. Let's all have fun out there, but stay safe.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
When you call 911, we'll guide you through it. Just try to stay calm and focused and answer the call taker's questions. The first and most important information that we ask is the address and location of the emergency. From there, the questions being asked will depend on the emergency being reported. All the information you provide ensures that you get the right help as soon as possible.
At Dakota 911, the role of call taking and dispatching is split. While the call taker is speaking with you, their partner is already dispatching emergency services to the location needed.
Dakota 911 has tools to recognize and support communications in multiple languages. An interpreter may be brought on the line to help support the call.
Listen carefully and I'll tell you how to do chest compressions.
If you have a medical emergency, Dakota 911
Well, we've got at least 17 minutes to go here in the Eagan Civic Arena. We start third period action as we await the Wildcats to hit the ice. The Lakeville South Cougars, they've come out, they've warmed up as they're getting around their trio of assistant coaches, Ben Storm, Brent Culleton, and Brett Franz. Again, joined by Nicholas Cron, former Eagan Wildcat hockey great, hockey captain. Current, about to be a St. Thomas grad. You're a big shot.
Keep me humble. You know, you got the St. Thomas preppy vibe, but that's definitely not who I am.
Okay.
But, great to be back here in Eagan and just, you know, not a far commute, but by all means, great to be back in this arena, you know, seeing a lot of familiar faces and just going to be part of the program.
And you get to be part of a rivalry game.
Yeah, rivalry game that's, you know, typically not been super favorable in my time when I was playing, but for this game, for the stakes that it is, it's been a good one.
Yeah. Well, Cats down by 2. They got within 1 there midway through that second period, and then South scored 47 seconds later for that 2-goal lead. And so how imperative is it for the home team to get one pretty early in this period?
Yeah, Mike, we were talking about it at the intermission. It's really important that they get this next one because we haven't had a 3-goal lead for the South for the Cougars yet, and we don't want that to happen. And I think if the Cougars get this next one, it's going to be looking a little sad. In terms of them having any sort of comeback. But if the Wildcats can just keep up the pressure and get this next one, I mean, we've seen them right after the next shift, after they scored, they've been coming out with a lot of fire, minus that one in the second period where the Cougars got 147 seconds after.
And for the Wildcats, they need to find some offense. Their last 2 games, they beat Lakeville North by a 2-1 count, but then only put up 1 against Shakopee the other night. So to find, after a surge where they were scoring, routinely scoring 5+ goals a game, and that's off the ceiling here in the arena. The low-hanging ceiling here at the Eagan Civic Arena.
We were saying in the first period, Mike, this game's going to be a high-scoring game, and there's going to be chances created. It's just, can the Wildcats capitalize on the chances that they created? In the second period, they didn't do that as well, and, they had a lot of great ones, especially in the slot, but, that's in the past, and all we have to look forward to is the third period.
I see Max Turner out there, 24 and white, and he had, at least 3 really good chances, and maybe 2.5 of those were grade A. The one was kind of a bouncing puck, but again, just up to the challenge, though, was LeGrand between the pipes for the Cougars this afternoon. And he'll play the puck. He'll leave it. Actually, he'll have to play it. Long outlet pass to Zeely. Cats were changing. Zeely leaves it. Ernst going to go low. Going to stay low. And he'll continue with the puck. Ballman finally takes him down in the corner. And Ernst nearly gets hit by the puck coming back the other way. And gets hit this time again. That's a too many man. That's just a bad luck if you're Lakeville South. Ernst never saw that puck coming, and it hit him right in the skates.
That's why your coaches always say to you, hurry up off the ice. And that's exactly what happened, and that's just something the Cougars can't really afford. So far, the Wildcats have been 0-3 on the power play, but a chance like this is just, just asking for the Wildcats to get back in this game.
Yep. No complaints from the Lakeville South coaches on that one. Usually a coach will have a word or two on really just about any penalty. I think it's just a coach requirement. But no, that was pretty easy call there. So as you said, Cats 0 for 3 on that power play. Quick glove save, LeGrand. Keaton LeGrand, the South senior, with another save.
A great look there from Millertson. LeGrand saw that coming the whole way. Don't think I was going to beat him by any means, but those are the shots the Wildcats want. They just got to get some foot traffic in front of them.
Tied up on the draw. Pavic's going to poke it back to Eilertson. Far side Cats. That one nearly fluttered its way in. Somewhere got deflected off the shot of, I believe that's Turvold, far side. Eilertson. Here's Lunenburg. Coming down that slot was Turvold. They couldn't quite connect with him. Still a bounce right in front. Nobody there for Eagan, though. Lunenburg just kind of shuffles that one along. Turvold controls with 1:22 to go, man advantage. Long shot. The puck is loose, and Lakeville South able to clear that one out. Just kind of a blind backhand by Hunst, but it worked. Team Thomas for the Cats dances right on the blue line. But here comes Ernst. Tries to go in shorthanded for the Cougars. Ernst, by the way, he had a couple of shorties in that win against Apple Valley Burnsville earlier this week, or just 2 days ago. Actually, he had a natural hat trick in that game, too. .47 to go. Man advantage, Wildcats. On that far side, it's going to be Williams leading the rush. Again, he's got Nygaard Turner with him. Nygaard is there, and that one goes just wide of the cage. Forrester gets it back, able to poke it in. Here's Williams half wall back to Forrester. Forrester far side. We'll get it back to Forrester. Lakeville South, they're not shy about being aggressive on this PK.
No, we said that they were going to be aggressive on the PK, and right there, just good look at being aggressive. And right now, Ernst, yeah, we see him on the ice. He's looking for his first goal of the game.
Just 6 to go in the man advantage, and looks like Eagan's going to go to 0-4 on the power play this afternoon. Nygaard ahead, Williams going for the backhand, and LeGrand was there. Williams got the second Eagan goal of the hockey game. Nygaard had the first. And there's Olsen for South. He's got Krinky with him on that right side. Quick turnaround shot. That was blocked by Forrester. Boy, is it just me or has Forrester been on the ice just about the entire game for Eagan?
Yeah,
it sure feels that way.
Feels that way, and after just being on that power play, just that mixed with the long shift here, it looks like he's just been out here all over the ice. And sometimes you want to see that, sometimes you don't. But with a defenseman being involved, that's kind of what you want to see.
Eagan, that puck only got out the center, but Eagan able to put 4 fresh skaters on the ice. A much needed 4 fresh skaters for the home team. Whoa, nasty turnover. Oh, Schwark saves his own bacon there with a right pad save.
Yeah, Schwark had no idea that Lawrence was just trailed right behind the goal, and he's looking up at the ceiling knowing what could have happened there, and that could have really changed the tide of this game. But Schwark, even though he had no idea Lawrence was behind him, was quick to react and get a pad to it.
Schwark likes to handle the puck. We have noticed this year. 13:05 to go in the third. Still 4-2 South. Each team with 1 shot in the opening 4 minutes of this period. Hartman hooked that one in, but they got to tag up, and they do, which means Eagan will be able to control the puck. Here's Shilkin for the Wildcats. Shilkin, thought he was trying to get it to Thomas in front, but defended well by the Cougars. That one goes wide. I'm not sure if Thomas got a piece of that. Kreiser pinches in for the Cats. There's Olsen battling in there for Lakeville South. He and Kreiser, a couple of shoves going each way there. We shall play on. Head of steam into the Wildcat zone. Lafferty from his blue line spot. Tried to get it in front. They had a man coming down the slot but couldn't quite connect. I believe that was Justin Olsen coming down. There's Lafferty. That's just Justin Olsen again. This time he at least pokes it ahead from Lafferty. Tristan Lawrence at center. Ashton Lawrence has a goal this afternoon for the Cougars. Actually, he's got 2 goals. Here's Nygaard. That's going to go all the way down, and it will be an icing against the Eagan Wildcats with 11:50 to go in the third.
A lot of the same feel to the rest of this game. I mean, it's end-to-end action, and, sometimes that can play to your favor, and right now the Wildcats, looking good, but other than that one little mishap from Schwark on the handling, Wildcats have looked like the better team this period.
Yep. And here they go again as they win the draw. Nygaard. That's Williams far side. Williams with Moline. Puck comes back out. Turner tried to get in, but just a stride behind as Lakeville able to clear that one out. 2-on-1. Cougars Tip across. 3-goal lead. Zealy with the tip.
Yeah, it looks like Zealy from Ernst, and just Wildcats being a little aggressive in the offensive zone, and that's what you kind of need when you're down 2, but just getting a little too happy there, and looks like a 3-on-1 going down for the Cougars, and it looks like it will be Zealy from Ernst, and I believe one more on the line.
Somebody.
We'll find out.
Jovic is the other one on the line.
Looks like it will be Jovic, possibly.
We'll try to get the official announcement, but 5-2 Lakeville South now with 11 and a half to go. Yeah, there you go. You called it.
There you go.
You were all over this.
Hey, it's that first line, you know.
Yeah, 14th of the year for Zealy. I said we had one last night in that Delano tie as well. Shilkin in deep for the Wildcats. Cross Lunenburg. That was got tied up. Actually coming back for the puck, I believe. Was Zealy. So he's doing it at both ends right now for the Cougars. Here's Jovic. Jovechkin, they said they jokingly call him already.
Yeah, all I know is Ovechkin has a lot of goals. Jovic, I believe, has 2, and I don't know if 2 is greater than how many Ovechkin currently has in his career.
Yeah, but it's only his 3rd career game at the varsity level, so he was 2 for 2. That's a pretty good average.
Yeah, the average might be a little better. Yeah. Might be a little better than Ovechkin, but we'll keep him humble.
And he's just a freshman, so if you're a Lakeville South fan, you got to be like, got to make sure this kid. We got 3 more years of him.
Yeah, and as we were talking about with juniors, you want to keep a hold of them, so do whatever you can to keep him.
Faceoff will come back in the Wildcat zone. Eilertson and Ballman back. Turvold out there for the Wildcats. Liam Thomas. And I think that's Garrett. No, Kreiser on the far side. Here's Turvold, dump, chase. Lafferty first man there. He wears crimson, however, for Lakeville South. And that one's going to come out. Will it be enough for an ice? The arm is in the air. And the whistle is blown. Wasn't sure they were going to keep that one.
It was close. It looked like Ballman kind of slowed up his feet just to get that icing. But sometimes when you do that, the referees see what's happening and they're just going to let it play. But the Lakeville South player closing in on his back, just for safety reasons too, I think they kind of just wanted to blow that one dead.
Just a reminder, Lakeville South fans, you're at Farmington Thursday the 12th, 7 o'clock over there at Schmitz Mackey Arena. And then home to Prior Lake, 3 o'clock on Valentine's Day. Cats fans, you're at home 3 o'clock Valentine's Day against Apple Valley Burnsville. But a much less loved matchup. They're at Rosemount on Thursday the 12th. Big rivalry game. Turner with the shot for the Cats. He's shaded by Lafferty. Cross up. Williams shot! Oh, not sure if Grant got a piece of that or might have went just high and wide, but Cats really needed that one.
Yeah, the Cats really do need one in the next couple of minutes if they want to have any chance of tying this game. But they're doing a good job pressing, and Lakeville South's not giving up. But right now they're playing a lot of defense.
I was just going to say, is this one where we see Lakeville South sit back and just kind of nurse this lead, or because they've been very aggressive offensively, getting in on the forecheck, and here's Ballman, quick shot, rebound is there. Grant didn't know where it was, but he does get the glove down. 22nd shot on goal for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and a good shift just to change the momentum of this game. This period is just going to be, I think, as you said, possibly Lakeville South sitting back. We think that they're still going to take their chances, though, and I think they will. The Wildcats are going to be forced to kind of play offense the rest of this period.
Can Lakeville South clear out in front of their own bench? They can. Ernst battling in there. He couldn't quite control the puck. But Eagan's going to fire that one back down. And South. I think I've noticed about South defensively, they don't just sit behind the goal and wait for everybody to get ready. I mean, they just go, which I like. Jovic, goal, Zealy. His second of the period. Remember when I said Eagan had a textbook goal? Let's take a look at that one.
Yeah, and again, we had the deja vu moments with Turner with a couple whiffs or fans and great chances in the second period, and a deja vu with the goal there for Lakeville South with their 2 goals this period coming pretty much the exact same way. And again, just flip this time it's Zealy from Jovic, and we'll get the second assist shortly.
Moline gets an assist as well for the Cougars on that one. So for Zealy, that's he's got a couple of goals this afternoon. Does not have an assist yet. Jovic's got, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 assists. What were you saying about Ovechkin and Jovic?
We may not have to focus on goals, but we'll focus on assists. And Jovic, as I think we talked about earlier, he hasn't played a whole lot of varsity minutes, but he's kind of fitted in very seamlessly, as we've seen here today with the top line with Ernst and Zealy, and that could be a dangerous line going into sections. And Cougars got a really important game against Farmington.
Huge game.
Farmington looks like they probably have the number 1 seed wrapped up, but Cougars are still fighting to get that second seed, and that could really matter going into playoffs.
When I was asking one of their assistant coaches before the game, I said, "Are we looking at North and South in Rochester again?" And he said, looked, smiled, said, "It might be before then." So theoretically, if you go 2-3 South and North, New Prague will probably be 4, although I guess they got beat by Chan the other night. So let's assume you think they'd be rocking at Haase Arena for that semifinal? If you get North at South?
Oh, I think that game's always up. That game's always up for it, and at Haase Arena, they got a large capacity that they can hold, and they'll be ready for it for sure.
Those teams were 2-2 about a week ago, I think, down. Yeah, January 30th, part of the Hockey Day Lakeville, they called it. So, that barn will be rocking. Get your tickets early for that one?
Yeah, it's probably best advised, but they always stagger out the tickets, so they're going to sell it quickly.
Yeah. Nygaard shot up into the netting. Cats right now, they're probably, as you look at the sections, they're probably looking at a 4-5 area right now, so possibly a home game if you can pull something out. That sounds kind of negative, but they're probably sitting right there on that 4-5 spot. You would assume things like Eastview will be below them, Apple Valley, Burnsville. Park is probably right up there with Eagan.
Yeah, and I think they're competing with Park for that 4-5 position. Yep. And, as you look at the schedule, they played each other, first game of the season, if you remember back that far, and they tied 4-4. And, with a tie, obviously, it doesn't favor either team, but just in terms of strength of schedule, as I've played, South Suburban Conference matchups. I've always been a little bit of bias, but the South Suburban Conference, it's different teams this year than when I played in terms of dominance. But, you're playing tough games each and every night, and it's just a little different than when you play, I believe, in the Metro East for Park Cottage Grove, and, that'll come down to rankings for the strength of schedule.
Although I was told Park just had a big win over Stillwater. It was either last night or the night before. So if we had to predict, it's going to be Eagan Park in that 4-5 matchup, but the question is it in the Eagan Civic Arena or is it over in South Washington County?
And and as my time just being a player, anything can happen in those section meetings. You have no idea what you can get. You think you can get a 4 or 5, you could be ending up with a 6. You just don't know.
Yep. Well, let's face it, for the Wildcats, down by 4 here in the third, looks like this one's going to be another one in the L column. You go to Rosemount. Rosemount's second in the conference, as we said, rivalry game. Potentially lose 3 in a row, but then you come back, you should be able to beat Apple Valley Burnsville, who is at the bottom of the conference right now, and that's, senior day and everything like that. So you would think the Cats will fare okay in that one, shall we say. But again, you don't want to chance it. And the other thing is you want to make sure you're playing well.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing. The Wildcats, they're down 4 right now, but, they were in this game,
right.
The entire game, right? And they're not even, if you're in the game or not, they were playing good hockey. It's just, capitalizing the chances. That's what every game's going to come down to, right? So, with their power play being 0-4 today, if they can clean that up, they're below 20%. If we can just get that going into playoffs, that's great. Penalty kill actually looked pretty decent today. Yeah, and, you got a tough game against Rosemount, like we said, but then you got Apple Valley Burnsville, which hopefully you can get a win going into playoffs. But, Rosemount's also, if we can just, the Wildcats can continue the good play from this game and carry that over to Rosemount, even if they get a loss, they got to keep their heads high and just keep working the next couple of weeks and get ready for playoffs.
Yeah, Rosemount won here just before Christmas in a 6-1 contest. Yeah, you don't think that'll be on the minds of the Wildcats, do you?
You don't even need to know what's on your mind when you're playing Rosemount, when you're an Eagan Wildcat hockey player. You just know it's going to be a tough game, and you know it's going to be physical.
There's Pavic with an opportunity. Rebound, big right pad save. I think it was Turvold that somehow fought off the check by Safransky. Still got a shot off. And Pavic a little frustrated with one of the Lakeville players. It was Hunst. I think he took a little extra poke at, shall we say?
Yeah, and it looks like Turvold there with a great opportunity. And honestly, if he was on his feet, that's in the net. But the fact that he's lying down on his stomach, he just could not get enough leverage to lift that puck over Legrand's pad. But yeah, I think Pavic's a little disappointed that I think he had somebody either sitting on him or just grabbing him in the slot.
Yeah, that might have made it an end-of-the-year highlight reel for the Wildcats had he been able to poke that one in. Lakeville back into the zone. Here's Lawrence. Shot, Schwark, save, covers it up. Tristan Lawrence with the shot. There's an Ashton Lawrence, couple of goals this afternoon for the Cougars. Zeeley's got a couple, and also a couple by number 24, Calvin O'Reilly. And again, Williams and Nygaard for the Eagan Wildcats. 5-0, just over 5 minutes to go in the third period. Whistle. Cats are offsides.
I think that also another thing the Cats can take going into Rosemount is that all of their lines have been playing very well. You know, there hasn't been like a really strong, line totally dominating. You know, obviously your top line is going to look maybe just a little better and a little more, create a few more chances. But Wildcats got some good depth where they can rotate and have some good matchups where I think that they could be playing, if you want to call it their third line against a team's first line. If they can just get those odd man matchups and, shut down the opposing team, I mean, that's just going to help the Eagan Wildcats through and through going into the playoffs.
It was Olsen that time. Justin Olsen going backhand, forehand, backhand. They just changed it from 6 to 7 on the scoreboard. No, he did not score. We'll have to fix that. Nice opportunity, but Schwark was there, held the post very well.
Yeah,
but that's just one of those where the defender somebody's got to get on that man.
Yeah, with a couple of minutes left, you don't want him to get lazy. I know the game's game's out of hand, but keep playing your game. Don't let any Cougars get any more goals this game. Just let's finish out the game strong.
We'll see if they fix the scoreboard in the arena here, but hopefully that's not some foreshadowing. The South is going to get another one.
Well, if they do and they bump it to 8, I don't think that's going to end well.
Here's Hartman. Long shots, looking for that hat trick though. Zeeley from way out. That might be the only drama we have left from a Lakeville South standpoint is can any of these guys get a hattie in this one?
I think that's how these last few minutes are going to go with the guys looking for hatties, and the Wildcats just got to be smart, just nothing stupid. You got to just keep their heads on nothing. This game could get a little aggressive toward the end, and we just don't need that.
Eagan just 2 penalties this game after having none against Shakopee a couple nights back. So disciplined Eagan Wildcat squad.
Yeah, when you're playing conference opponents, that can obviously get out of hand. Sometimes you take a lot of penalties, but being disciplined, and we're going to keep banging the drum going into playoffs, that could change a whole game. So even though they're 0-4 on the power play, only giving up, like you said, those 2 penalties, you got to keep doing that. And that means the boys have also been moving their feet, right?
Correct.
No tripping calls, no hooking calls, and, that keeps, that shows the effort that they're putting in, and they're not getting lazy.
And for Lakeville South, they've had 4 penalties, one, of course, which was too many men. So 3 player infractions, I guess you could call it. So good, clean game by them as well, largely. Here's Pavic in deep for the Wildcats. Moline with a nice takeaway for Lakeville South. Anderson will just dump that one in. Thomas looking to break out. Far side Cats, nice move by Pavic, but Moline able to recover for the Cougars. Here's Turvold. Turvold sends it across. Shilkin. Delayed penalty upcoming against South as we were talking about penalties. And now we got a few extras. Safransky, Olsen for Lakeville South, Pavic for the Wildcats. And I didn't see who came flying in from the right for Eagan.
It looks like Pavic was the one getting a whole pack of Cougars tackling him. And to be honest with you, I don't think he really even touched the goal. He was just in the presence looking for a rebound.
Yep.
But I don't know if that reaction from the Cougars was really warranted.
I'm not sure if this maybe started back wherever the penalty was called. It's Turvold that was, I believe, the player that came in for Eagan to help out Pavic, kind of even things up. So it looks like Moline's going to sit for South with 3:02 to go. Just as we were saying, pretty clean game, and then, well, little boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys, and that will happen. But I don't know if the Wildcats power play. Oh, here we go.
3-on-1 South. Celia cross. Trying to get Lafferty coming down the slot. It had to double check on that number that was a defenseman. A little co-curricular behind the play. Forrester and who was that behind the play? Lawrence. Tristan Lawrence. I didn't see what happened. I just saw you point. Something.
Forrester's been doing a really good job today, though, breaking up those 3-on-1s. He's faced a couple of them today, and he's done a good job stopping them. And once he moves that puck up, it looks like the Cougars are just kind of jumping on him, and they're trying to get that puck. But Forrester's already moved that long.
Vogel's going to send it low. Forrester for the Cats from way out. Not sure if LeGrand got a piece of that. Another opportunity shot. Vogel, another opportunity. Didn't get good wood on that one. Williams got one. Not going to have two yet. Nygaard gets it back. Nygaard will shoot just wide. Kept in. Forrester with 49 to go in the man advantage. Under 2 minutes to go in the game. And a nice break up that time by Lakeville South's O'Reilly. He's one of those players looking for a hattie. Stop, spin. Nice job, Forrester, to deflect that. And a few extra shots as they skate out of the zone.
Come to no surprises, again, Forrester getting back and playing good defense and breaking it up and stopping O'Reilly from his hat trick.
Here's Eilertson for the Cats. Out there with Turvold. I want to give Turvold credit, by the way. I understand he's been kind of sick the last couple of days, but really gutting it out this afternoon for these Eagan Wildcats. And nearly got a shot there. Lunenburg backhands it down low. Pavic. Lakeville South has got 2 goals in each period. Eagan had 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Will they get 1 in the third?
See, we got 1 second left on the power play here for the Cats, and that obviously means that the Moline will still be in the box. So let's see if the Wildcats can maybe, I don't necessarily draw something up here, but maybe have a set play where they can pull up a nice shot here.
I think it might be a one-timer from one of the defensemen. We'll find out. Ballman's going to the left point. Eilertson's back at center just to make sure Moline doesn't leak out on a break. With a minute to go in this one. Here's Eagan into the zone for Lakeville South. The senior controls down low. Taken out of the play by Eilertson cleanly. Turvold. You can hear those checks echoing here through the arena. Eagan tied up Eilertson. Well, the Wildcats are going to fall to .500 on the year to 11-11-1. 6-7 in conference play. 6-7.
Yeah, I've heard of that enough in my lifetime.
Yeah, exactly.
Too much.
Just wanted to throw it in there. Lakeville South, by the way, they're going to improve to 10-10-3, and they're going to be 7-6-1 in conference play. And that's also going to, the big 2 points there for South. Going to jump up within 2 points of Farmington for third in the conference. You said Farmington was at Shakopee this afternoon. Have not heard any scores, but South is at Farmington on Thursday. But how big does that game look now if they're within 2 points in the conference?
Looks really big in the conference, and even though it might not matter for the conference, it will definitely maybe come down to a section seeding. So very important.
Yeah, Farmington beat South 3-2 earlier this year. But today, the Lakeville South Cougars are going to leave the Eagan Civic Arena with a 6-2 win. Cats outshoot them 29-22. Small consolation, I guess, but
small consolation. But you got to take that as a positive, because 29 shots a goal, you can't fluke that number, right? You got to create those chances, and as we said, capitalizing on those chances is what is either going to win or lose you the game. And with 29 shots on goal, that's pretty solid for the Cats, and you definitely keep their heads high with creating chances against not necessarily the strongest Lakeville South team in the past years, but still a good team overall.
Absolutely, a much better performance than a couple of nights ago. Still coming up on the short end, but I'm sure they've got a few days to work on some things, and they'll be more than ready to go down at the Rosemount Irish on Thursday the 12th. And Lakeville South will be ready to go to Farmington on that same evening. So that's going to wrap things up here from the Eagan Civic Arena. Again, Nicholas Cron, former Wildcat great, former Wildcat captain. Thanks for being with us here today. I'm Mike Cook. We say thanks for being with us. And behalf of the entire ETV crew, have a great rest of your Saturday. And we thank you for watching ETV.